I'd show an update of where we're at with the sod project and the flower beds. Let's see, over here we got roses. Can't remember what those are called. And some other flowers. We decided to put some tomatoes here just this year. Get some tomatoes. I think next year we're going to do some flower bed or some vegetable garden. And then over here is kind of the same pattern. Roses, those, can't remember those white ones and red ones. Purple one is lantana. No, lorpetulums. But the sod is doing pretty good. Today I'm out here trying to fill in some of the divots and dips and stuff. Get it a little bit closer. I can see where it's ponding some water right here. And then you can see, like, I've already put some sand down and watered it in to try to fill in some of the low spots. So like right here, I just put some some sand down. I got plenty of sand, so you can see out here. And if you look across, you can kind of tell there's like still some dips, and which then when you're mowing, you kind of skin some areas and other areas are long. And then at the transition point here, I was making filling it with sand also, so that it doesn't just drop off from the sod down to the old soil. And yeah, I put some seed in this area. I've been watering it, and it's not doing too bad right there. I just need to make sure to keep it watered with the seed, especially as we're moving into, this is first week of June. So we're starting to get some heat up into the 90s. And it can just cook new seedlings. So that's why I'm still watering. And this is the old yard, which I'm trying to get it to green back up also. And I threw some fertilizer on it and really need to overseed it. I need to get some more seed. And this area was where a bunch of pine trees were, and they took them out. Right there was a huge stump I dug out by hand and burned it down. And these others, I had it all these stump ground, but the ground around it was so high the stump grinder didn't go very deep. So once I moved the level, the grade of the soil down, the stump stuck up again. So I dug it down with a shovel and burned it. Kept putting leaves, last couple of years, putting the leaves in that area, and just would burn the leaves, and it'd burn a little bit more of the stump. Just takes time. And this was some other areas where there was stump. I think the pine trees and the pine needles make the soil more acidic, so nothing really wants to grow there. But I threw some seed, and I probably need to put some, I don't know, some ash. I get that burn pile out back, get some ashes out of it and put it on here. Maybe that would help. I need to look up what pine does, if it's acidic. I'm pretty sure it's acidic, and then you put, I think you put lime down. But, and then over here, as you can see the finished product on the well house. That was on the previous videos. I don't remember if I showed that I put a spigot on this end, and then I put another, where I can just fill a water jug, these water jugs here. I put another spigot on this side so I can put my hoses and have them connected. And I put this little, and let me show you how. I had a single spigot here, but I put a Y splitter on it. And these are just water hoses from a washing machine. And I got the right fittings to go from those over to the spigots I mounted on the outside. So you just need a little adapter, and I mounted those. I just drilled the hole right through the wood. Over on the other side, more seeds that I put down, and of course having to water to try to get them growing before heat of the summer. July and August will just cook new grasses. So running the sprinklers. These actually run during the middle of the night just because of the way they're set up on this timer, and then I try not to run during the middle of the day. But you can see these are getting, they need more water really. You can still see some of the fertilizer I put down. And there's the Connex box I did last November. I think I arranged to get them set up and delivered in November, so I had to rent the Mini X and get it all set up. Got the insides of those painted now, and they look pretty good. So backyard here, and this was kind of in pretty bad shape because basically right where, well, the yard is here, there was just a wall of trees and vines, and you couldn't see anything that was very dark, and nothing would grow back here because it was so many trees overhead. And right where that burn pit is, there was a huge pine tree, even bigger than those stumps there. I mean, it shook the earth when it landed, and so I've been burning and pulling with the excavator, and finally got that stump down, and I dug up some more stumps and using it as a burn pit now. But last 3 years I've been trying to get grass to grow back here, and it's finally come in pretty good. Yeah, I kind of messed it up with the Mini X and running it back and forth, and then the skid steer running it over. It kind of chewed up the back part over there and over in there when I was bringing the stumps in. But you can see the azaleas right there. These are the azaleas that were planted up front, and we transplanted them. They're doing okay. They're still rooting in. Another azalea here, another azalea, and another azalea right there. So backyard's coming too slowly also. It's all slow progress. Here's the other Connex, which is, you know, right at the level for the basement here, so that we can just come out and easily access it. And we painted the inside of it white also, and just for drainage to help wash, I built some stairway steps here, just temporary. Really need to finish doing something with this. You hear the AC unit there making a lot of noise. And this Connex container, sod's not doing too bad. It gets some shade in the afternoon. It's very hard for me to get the hoses over on this side of the house. There's no spigot. I'm gonna put a spigot probably like right in there just to make it easier over here. And there's my new garage. Well, one day. Need to find a contractor that can build one. I'm okay with just doing one of these metal buildings, but my wife doesn't like them. She doesn't like how they look. So sod's doing okay, and I'll just get back to work, just filling some of these little dips and stuff, and probably come out next week and do it again. Slowly work my way. What you can do is you can put a layer of sand over the whole place, and then drag a timber and fill in all the little divots with a timber machine. And yeah, I've seen professional landscapers, that's how they do it. But this is so many dips that I'm trying not to kill the sod. You know, if you're already pretty close with your sod and you just have small dips, you might be able to do it that way. But you can see here, yeah, I'm trying to allow the sod to still have some greenery coming up, and then I'll come over it again and again and again This is mainly just to try to get the dips, so when I go over it with a mower, it'll kind of be a little bit more level. The wheel on the mower drops in a hole, skins the sod. But that's about it for now. I'm not sure what my next project's going to be here. It's getting pretty hot to work outside, so I'm probably going to be working inside. Maybe get on the phone and try to find some way to do some concrete work and get this started for a 2-bay garage, and clean that mess up right there. Yeah, we just this week put the mulch down in the flower beds. You can see there's chicken wire to keep the dogs out, and it's not looking too bad. You can't really see the chicken wire like from the road, and you know, the dogs will just get in there and tear it all to pieces. So had to do something. We still need to get a tree or some kind of bush for this one right there, the flower bed. Oh, look at it there. And oh, I guess the other thing that I'm gonna have to do is the drain pipe for this side. I ran underground to this point right here. You can kind of make out there's a black pipe sticking out of the ground right there. I need to run the drain on out this way, and I already got the pipe. It's just hot and a lot of work. So maybe another cool day I'll come out and do that, but I think this is going to be about it for the outdoor projects. And I'm going to try to finish up filling with the sand now, and be pretty much done with it. I'm going to keep the water going though, moving sprinklers, get some good coverage. I may put another timer on it just so I'm not having to get couple more hoses and some sprinklers, so I don't have to keep moving the hose so much. I may do another video on the hose setup and using these timers. If anybody would like to see how to use it. It's like a 4-zone timer, and then you have 3 intervals per day that it can go off. So each zone, you could say 5 minutes, or 15 minutes, 30 minutes. And like for the drip irrigation here, I got them, I think these are 5 minutes, and there's actually 2 zones, but I have them tied together because I only wanted to use one of my zones on the timer. And then these 3 hoses, I think right now I have them all set to 15 minutes. That's a wand that goes back and forth. That's an impulse. I keep moving this impulse to cover the whole yard. So I'm thinking about getting, I think I actually already have another timer control. And I have one here, one at the well house, and then an old one on the other side of the driveway that you can just barely read, and the knob is broke off, so I have to use vice grips to adjust it. But I may do another video on setting up a timer. And so I got 1, 2, 3 right now. Well, kind of 2.5. And it just helps not having to move the sprinkler so much and get a few more hoses, because I'm out of hoses. I had them running across the driveway, and that's not a good idea, because when you run them over, the hoses will split eventually. I even put 2x4s on each side of it, so I would hit the 2x4 and kind of hose in the middle, and then a 2x4, but too little too late. That hose was a goner. So that's why these hoses are so short, is because I had to cut that part out and put new ends on it, and still can use some of the hose. But I need to get, these are so long, I think I'm going to get some a little bit shorter hoses and hook up that other timer. And I need some more control valves, because I think 2 of my control valves locked up and stopped working, actually at my other house. So I need to get a couple more control valves, which those aren't cheap. I think they're like $20 or $30 just for the control valve. Anyways, that's it for now. All right, everybody, take care. Okay, a little update on the Connex containers. Decided to paint the insides today, and as you can tell from behind me, we painted them all white. And let me switch around. Decided to just use Wagner power sprayer, and did a pretty good job. It's much brighter in here, and took probably, I don't know, a couple hours kind of fighting the Wagner power painters. You can see like right here, a little bit of runs. I had to keep stopping, clearing the valve on it, and then starting again, but it looks pretty good. You know, it's a container. It's not like it has to be perfect. We just wanted it brighter in here. So now it's brighter, and let's go take a look at the other one down here. You can see there's 4 gallons of Rust-Oleum white that we used, and the other one's down over here. So this is the other Connex that's half buried, kind of down in my yard further, and sun's going down, but you can still see it's much brighter in here, and pretty good coating, but it'll brighten it up a lot. And way down here, I don't have electrical connection. Be a little bit easier on the other one, but this one, it'd be a while before I get electrical down here to get lights in here. So this white will just help reflect any light in here. And I didn't bother covering the floor, but I didn't paint the floor. It just some of the spills and messes, and I just took a bunch of leftover and just dumped it on the floor back here to make it as bright as we can get it in here. But it doesn't look bad. You know, it just kept fighting me. I think what I needed to do was I needed a strainer. Yeah, I've painted cars before and used an air compressor, but this allowed me to use a extension cord to get down here instead of trying to use air lines in my air compressor. But you know, when you're painting a car, you strain the paint, and I think that was one of the problems, is I didn't have a paint strainers and straining it. And the other problem was probably needed to thin the paint a little bit, and I put some thinner in it, but I wasn't measuring, and I was just eyeballing it, and then I could tell there was lumps in the paint that kept clogging the tip, and I had to keep clearing the tip, and that's what kind of this mess is. I would turn the tip around on the Wagner painter and spray, reverse the tip basically, and then put it back in right, and it would go for a little while. That's why some of the runs, because I just pulled the trigger and let it go, and kept going and going until it would stop. So I wasn't really worried about runs. It actually came out pretty nice. You know, it's not like a car paint job, but got pretty good coverage on it. And it'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So yeah, I just wanted to get enough white paint on it so it's brighter in there. And now with it painted, we could start putting building shelves in here and starting to get stuff stored in these to clear out some space in the garage up at the house and in the basement and other places. We need a little bit more storage. So anyways, all right, everybody, take care. my helper decided to show up, and she started chasing the golf cart, and gotta teach her that that's not a good thing. Right, Daisy? Hey there, girl. You are a pretty doggo. Yeah, you are. All right, that's it, everybody.